bounce it off of.
How crazy you want to go this episode? You seen the notes? You seen it?
I was gonna go off your energy.
You want to save some of that stuff for?
I'm going off your energy. Whatever energy you want to come
Why
with.
why you leaving it to me, bro? No,
because you're my compass on how crazy I get.
So where the fuck is my compass? Where the fuck is my compass at then, nigga?
First off, if you're my compass, you're a compass, motherfucker. You can't have a compass, my compass. That's how it works. The fuck? You hit yourself?
So, fuck, bro.
First off, yo, last episode you getting upset was the funniest shit. I had to watch that shit back a few times. You wigging out had me fucking weak, bro.
I wigged out?
You wigged out like 3 times.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. At the end specifically, you wigged out. That shit had me crying.
But we talking about the munch?
Yeah, the munch. You like, so, what the fuck?
No, I did. Because you was playing with me, bro.
Oh, no, at first I was playing with you because it was funny as shit.
You was playing with me, bro.
Yeah, big time. That shit was fucking hilarious.
Why the fuck why you playing with me on air?
Because it was funny. Do you not realize how funny that shit was? If you want to play it back right now so you can see it, it's funny as shit.
No, because y'all both agree with me, but y'all arguing with me.
No one agreed with you.
Bro.
No one agreed with
Quasi,
you.
Didn't they both agree with me? They both said that they will not do that.
That's not the level of agreement we were going on. The point is do you understand something outside of your personal fucking point of view? And you could not. You continuously brought it back to that.
All right, so ask Wolf.
Wolf. So, we were having a conversation, of course.
Don't play semantics, bro.
No, who's playing semantics? There's no semantic games going on.
Don't ask a leading question
There's no leading
bro.
question. Shut the fuck up and let me speak, nigga. Damn.
This nigga is a master debater. He gonna
oh my God.
Over to the
Yo,
left.
are you gonna let? You just told me to tell him, and now you still talking.
I'm making sure you do it right.
Let me talk.
Go ahead.
You always going battle rap mode with me. Like, what the fuck, bro? Like, this ain't smack. Yo, so we were having a conversation, of course, led somewhere about sex. We were having a conversation on what is a munch, right? And what we were talking about is givers, right? Pleasers. That there are some people who, in the act of pleasing, right, receive gratification, right? And that gratification could be better than them getting an act performed on them.
That's a fact.
And I said, I agree with that.
He said,
I agree with that.
Hold up. He said,
Yo, Quad, you go get them, bro? Yeah.
He said exactly how he said it.
All right, my friend coming down right now.
No. Yo, the relationship has to be.
Let me say my own point. Fuck out of it. No. See, you see how you put my voice on? Look. Look. So I said I agree with that. I understand that there's some people who are like that. I get all that. But my question was, how many times do that person stay in that scenario before they develop some form of self-worth and wanting more for themselves? Because if you just a girl only sucking a nigga dick because you get pleasure out of it, and you just keep sucking his dick, that's all you're getting out of it. At what point, how many times do it take for you to be like, all right, this ain't really, I like to do it, but all right, I gotta kind of get some shit.
So do you feel the same way if Shorty's just smashing dude, and then the same thing, she's just smashing with no attachments?
Smashing is more mutual though. At least smashing is like.
Well, what's in question though? I'm trying to figure out what's in question.
So the question here is he sits here and assigns self-worth. He assigns negative attributes.
Tied in that at all?
Hold on.
He assigns negative attributes to people doing things because I use words. I'm apologizing. Let me stop using words. Yo, son. So what it is, like, stop it. All right. Yo. So he assigns negative attributes to these people who sit there and they get gratification from performing services. He says munch, simp. He uses this terminology to fucking assign, or eater, which was his new one for chicks who swallow nut. So these are the things that he's created. And they're obviously disparaging words. I'm using another big word, sorry. Right? So he's sitting here painting a picture and a narrative about these people without having the understanding that maybe they don't want anything back, that the act that they're doing is more than enough. And there's no difference between if you're fucking somebody or if you're gobbling somebody. There's no real difference there if all it is that's what the understanding of the relationship was at that time.
No, I understand that. But my question is, though, do you think that's how she meant it when she brought the word munch up, though?
Yes. I feel like she meant it as...
She did.
You just come up, eat my pussy, and get the fuck out.
I mean, I don't think she meant it in a like, you know what, sometimes I might have a guy and he might just eat pussy and that's all he like to do and that's all I use. No. I don't think she meant it like that.
She meant it in a... That guy she's talking about, he needs to develop a little bit more self-worth.
I mean, she just saying like, just like the same thing with niggas.
Did this motherfucker just make a PSA about pussy and you just heard this?
Bro, like, the term is not endearment.
No, it's not endearment. It's not endearment.
It's derogatory.
It's a derogatory statement. Yes, I understand that.
So like, So my thing is, I understand that. So if I go to a good crib, I really like her, I eat her pussy, I leave. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
But if this is the 17th time, it's like
he's blacking.
come on, bro.
So what's
like,
the difference between that and a shorty who gives up the box 17 times with no relationship attached to the same dude? And that dude is smashing whoever else he wants.
I think
what's the difference?
I just think
it's a little.
It's more mutual.
Now, what happens if shorty does not get gratification from penetrative sex? At that point, she's getting nothing other than allowing you to fuck.
That's a good question, though.
Wait, you saying that as in like?
No, he's saying basically like, all right, so you know how like when
speaking your mind,
when two people have sex, they basically both being pleased, and that's what make it mutual.
Right.
So he's saying when she giving him head, they're still both being pleased, so that would, in his mind, would make it mutual.
Right, correct.
Yeah, for sure.
Hold on. Have you seen the statistics of women who don't come from penetrative sex? The fucking statistics are wild.
So a girl. So all right. So she sucked this nigga dick 17 times and they get nothing out of the situation. She's not considered like it's nothing derogatory.
She got something out. That nut in her mouth.
Do you
what the
think
fuck?
is there anything derogatory about that?
It is. I mean,
because it's the cake show, the custard. I'll call it custard.
It is though. It is.
It is, right?
It is.
I think it is too.
It is. I mean, but I don't like to use the word derogatory just because it's like I just don't like to use it. You know what I mean? Because it's like I might my only need for you might be you. My only need for you might be just getting some top from you. I don't mean to degrade you.
More from the other person's perspective though. The giver.
Right. Like, it's like, damn, like, I might potentially want more from the relationship. But
Now, what happens if that person's completely comfortable with that or has something outside of that? Like, for instance, the conversation's tone was shorty talking about she had a dude who would just eat her box. They were cool. He'd go by. They would talk, eat, chill. He'd eat the box, chill for a little while later, and then dip. And he didn't want to fuck because he didn't push the matter.
She did not say that. She did not say
She said that he never pushed the matter.
She did not say he didn't want to fuck.
She said he never pushed the matter.
I said, why didn't you let him fuck?
Cause that's the real truth is she didn't let him fuck.
She didn't let him fuck.
That's the real truth.
He's just a polite guy.
Yeah, that's the real.
He didn't want to push the issue because he probably said no.
It's not like the nigga was just coming over and just eating a box and then just leaving every time. No, she wasn't allowing him to have a pussy. That's what it really. That's what it really was.
That's right then.
Because there's no situation in life like not really.
But you see how you just hedged your bet with the not really. Meaning that there is a possibility that that's something that can happen.
But it's highly unlikely though. Like, listen,
I agree with
as a nigga who's had women at scale, you know what I mean? It's scale. You know what I mean? Like, I've never been in a scenario where a woman just wanted one thing from me and didn't want the whole experience. Like, even if
that's true.
Even if there been in situations where I was definitely on some headhunter type shit, but like,
and then once you got into it, you wanted more.
But it was definitely, she was like, you just not even gonna like consider giving me the dick, like not at all, like ever, like, you know what I mean?
Well, I guess my rationale is that's a person who has just a little bit more self-worth. I could be wrong, but I feel like a person with self-worth would not settle for that.
You know why though? Because the people that we really don't want to be with or be seen with, we get one thing from them. That's just how it is. So it's like, I feel like it shouldn't have to be that way, but realistically, it is like that. Because anybody I was ever only getting top from, I didn't want to be seen with them, and I didn't want to be out in public with them. We wasn't going on no kind of dates.
So I'm technically right.
I don't think it has
the fact
to be
that you're
way,
holding on to the technicality, no.
No, I'm technically right though.
No, because the way that I brought it up was exactly what it said. You sitting here assigning self-worth, it doesn't change the fact between someone fucking and so the same way, even Wolf said it right now. If he's sitting here getting one thing from a person, he doesn't want to see himself outside with that person. If it's fucking rather than head, it wouldn't change the fact that according to you, that person wouldn't have any self-worth. So if that's the case, and if you want to expand your definition, then I will accept it. And I'll say, hey, maybe we see more eye to eye on that end. But if not, then you're sitting here getting into a smaller and smaller box where that's not factual.
Women gonna see it as degrading. That's just
100%.
That's just what it is.
Technically, it is degrading.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna say it's not.
So then that's why I say that person needs to get a little bit more self-worth.
No, not the action is degrading. The things that are being said are degrading. If I sit here and me and Shorty sit there and have a conversation, we're just gonna fuck. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Mm-hmm. This is what I'm into. This is what I'm in for. This is what you're into. This is what you're in for. Mm-hmm. Whenever you find something else, let me know. I can go on about my way. That shows it's consensual. We've all both agreed on the terms. Mm-hmm. Cool. So right now let's switch it. Let's say old boy's like, hey, yo, listen, honestly, I get a vibe from you. I want to eat your box. What's up? Or Shorty's like, hey, yo, I wanna, you know what I'm saying? I want to deep throw your shit. All this is fantastic. If the consent is there, everyone agrees to the terms, at no point in time is that degrading because everyone knows what they're going in for.
But it only works up until the point that person decides they want more, though.
Correct, but then at that point you can separate. If that person stays after that point, then you have an argument.
And that's what you have to, and that's the thing, like that's what you have to do. Like anybody that you just got for a thing, like everybody in this room then has somebody in their life. It was like, you do this thing for me and I go to you for that.
Yeah.
It's you got a limited amount of time to do that until that person start having ideas.
There's an expiration date on everything.
Expiration date.
It's always going to expire.
Facts.
It's going to end. So at what point is it going to end? So the thing is you're doing it before you even hit the expiration date because that conversation ain't even being had.
I just know that.
Are you going to take back that you think that you won this?
No, I know I'm right, but it's cool.
Get the fuck out of here! Yo, what are you talking about?
I think y'all both. I think the situation is way too nuanced to have like a clear person on it. Like it's too nuanced.
Why don't you get at Wolf for using a big word, motherfucker? You're coming at me.
It's too contextual because it's like too many different scenarios and all different kinds of women. To be honest with you, so it's like for every woman, she's gonna see the situation a little different. You know,
when we had agreement was he said those people will be the minority.
Who's the minority?
So the minority of the minority are people who have issues that stop them from being able to do certain things. So the examples that I gave were with circumcision. When you're a child, if circumcision is done incorrectly, it can mess up your nerves, and therefore penetrative sex is not going to be the thing for you. Women who have certain vaginal conditions, penetrative sex hurts. So there's no point in that. So at that point, they might have to find something else that finds validation or that they enjoy outside of that because it's not it. So those are the minority of the minority, right? But I can use them as the basis of a conversation for us to kind of expand on and have a bigger conversation. Because if those instances happen, there's probably no way for me to think that there's someone who has a perfectly fine pussy, but just doesn't want anything in it from that person, but enjoys gobbling his nut. Or old boys like, yo, I would love to sit here and slide in you. I don't know, I don't feel like I vibe with that, but you taste great. This is awesome. Let's go, right? There's reasons for me to be able to say that if I already know there's things that hamper it from happening normal.
I
and
agree
people
that
riding
is a small minority. Most people want more.
Why even bring them people into the conversation? I wonder.
Because it happens.
See,
the point of the matter is
when we have an argument, you bring in.
Well, no, I just wonder, like, why even bring in those people? Because they're not even relevant to this conversation. Nah. I'm just wondering. I'm asking them though. I'm asking them.
Hold on, because now me and Wolf are having a conversation. So Wolf, right? The reason why I bring these things up is because if you don't bring up that it happens in those edge cases, means that the ability for it to happen is there, right? Whether there's a reason bringing it up, because even the dudes who in the conversation piece, a munch, right, is also the minority of a minority.
Wait, why?
Old boys ain't running out here like, yo, hit me, I'll eat your box and dip.
You think not?
Nah, a lot of niggas is doing
Where the
that,
women
bro.
at? Where the women at? Come speak.
Can I come
speak?
please?
Come speak.
Nah, come sit down.
And clarify, because I would say differently.
Nah, I would definitely say different too.
I would say differently.
I've yet to hear that be like the wave currently.
I would say.
Nice to meet you.
How you doing, love?
I would say majority men on the globe are more in position of being a munch than they are in position of being like anything else. You know what I mean? Like I feel like for a whole lot of different reasons. You know what I mean? But I don't think a lot of men are in position to like be calling the shots and really getting what they're asking for. So I would say by default, and most women will deal with a lot of guys that they don't want to be in relationships with. It's like, I want a guy, I'm looking for something, haven't found him yet, but this guy is, that's why the munch term even exists, because it's like, you know what, you're not the guy for me, but I fuck with you enough to get my sexual pleasure off with you, though. So I think it's a lot of guys like that in the earth, though. A whole lot of guys.
I don't think it's minority.
I don't think it's a minority.
I feel like maybe it's just because the way things have moved, that it just seems like it's not there with all the content that I consume on a daily basis and the fuck shit that I hear regularly, that I don't think that that's something that happens. I do know plenty of shorties who sit there and gobble up the nut without an issue and then don't say nothing about it.
Doing the same thing,
right?
Bro.
But I could see if it happens on one side, it definitely happens on the other.
Exactly.
Right? So I'm willing to concede that point. But I always thought it was a minority of a minority. I don't think anyone's like, yo, hey, what's up, ma? High five. I'm gonna eat your box, right?
It is definitely a lot. It's probably more on the guy side than the girl.
Yo, I'm throwing a survey up. I want to see that shit. I was like, which one of y'all motherfuckers out here eating box with no strings attached? Yeah.